This program was made possible by the RevDuck Affiliate Program and with the continued support of the Win and You partners.
My friends, when things are not going well, never ask how much worse could it possibly get, because I promise you'll find out. Over the past several months in the United Kingdom, we've watched William Hill and 888 close 270 betting shops, Paddy Power closed 57, independent bookmakers closed another 80, and just last week, Betfred shut down 132. Not only that, Entain recently cut 500 jobs, Flutter has relocated to Malta, and Aspire, Stake, and BC Game have left the UK market entirely. And now this. A new gambling minister has been appointed, but before you get excited thinking something positive might happen or develop the slightest bit of optimism, allow me to introduce you to Vicky Foxcroft. While in Parliament, she supported credit card bans for gambling, supported gambling advertising bans, supported the new statutory levy imposed on our industry, and expressed her concern for what she called, and I quote, the epidemic of problem gambling. So, how do you like her now? Do you really think her appointment is a good thing for our industry? Well, apparently the Betting and Gaming Council does. Not only did they welcome her appointment, they actually complimented her for having a balanced and evidence-led approach to regulation. I don't know what the Betting and Gaming Council is smoking, but it must be better than the stuff I've got. Look, I used to think that these politicians were just plain stupid. But having spent a few years in the industry now, and having watched them over those years, I now can plainly see that they are evil and stupid. They trickle down into the commission via political agenda, and then they go to work. They reduce operator profits via deposit limits, stake limits, and speed of play restrictions. Then they increase operator expenses via higher fees, mandatory levies, and doubling taxes. Then they sit back and wait for our industry to collapse under the burden of its own weight. It's deliberate. It has to be deliberate. There's no way this is not deliberate. And I wish the Betting and Gaming Council would realize that, wake up, and stop playing politics. These people are not our friends, and they cannot be appeased because they are disingenuous, and no amount of ring kissing is going to change that.
Cut the middleman and maximize your traffic with Audex Partners. Their high-converting direct advertiser deals are built for serious gaming affiliates with dedicated account management and top-converting brands. Scale your profits with generous CPAs up to $500 and effective rev share up to 42.5%. Boost your iGaming revenue with Audex Partners.
Welcome back. We begin the second half of our show right where we left off in the first half with the most evil form of stupidity, or perhaps the stupidest form of evil. I don't know which is which. Not that it matters much, because the bottom line is our industry in the United Kingdom is regulated by liars, at least at the Gambling Commission. They lied about the percentage of problem gamblers in their country by altering how they collected data so that they could get the statistics that match their agenda. They lied to us about releasing those affordability checks, promising that they would not be rolled out under any circumstances until they were frictionless and ready. Then one morning they woke up and just rolled them out anyway. And they continue to lie to us about their actions driving players to the black market. Hang with me here. Back in 2019, H2 Gaming Capital figures showed that illegal offshore operators attracted just 2% of UK players. That's 2019. After Andrew Rhodes joined the UKGC in 2021 and started his little shit show, that number steadily rose to 4.5%, this according to PricewaterhouseCoopers. As the shenanigans at the commissions continued over the next several years, that number has now jumped to a full 9%. This according to Gaming Compliance International. And even the Betting and Gaming Council now estimates that in just 2 years, the rate of British players at black market sites will hit 20%. 1 in every 5 players. Are these numbers overstated? Adding more fuel to the UK dumpster fire is the new government plan to end the aim to permit rule. Never heard of it, but apparently that aim to permit rule has kept local British councils from refusing betting shops. But now those councils will have the power to rein in the unwanted locations of those shops. And in another article, Edge Marketing Institute takes a look at additional fallout from the UK tax hike and how it is impacting B2B suppliers as operators are forced to reconsider their partnerships. It's an interesting read, and as always, I've linked to it in the description below this video. You know what would be nice? To get through just one of these videos without having to focus entirely on UK dumbassery. We all have dreams. Maybe someday it'll come true. One thing I do know is that my time is up, but I'll be back again next week, God willing. I can hear it. I can hear it, and I know it's coming. I know it's coming, and it's gonna screw up my shot. Because no matter where I film in the Tri-County area, somehow an airplane or a helicopter is gonna find my location and fly directly over my shot. Where are you, you little son of a bitch? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Well, alrighty then. I got the blooper out of the way right up front. Little asshole.